Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm joined by iced coffee and not by a dog because one dog is right there in her little basket thing and Fitz is trying to bark at a window because he heard a noise. Anyway, I wanted to do a currently inked today. I haven't done one in a while and I thought, why not show you the pens? They're right in front of me down there, and it's a very interesting lineup. It's kind of more boring than I would usually have lined up, which is strange to me. Some of these you've seen recently because I've made videos about them, and that's how it goes. When I make a video, I ink a pen and then it stays in my rotation for a while. Some of them you haven't seen yet or have seen a long time ago, right? I will show you the pens, give you a writing sample of said pen, and then, I don't know, hope you enjoy. We're gonna start with one that you have seen recently, and that is the Pinchot pen that I talked about. I believe it was the Drevnem Pisane Orion, and it is a very pretty pen. There is a video about this one. I'm gonna give you a writing sample. Even though I recently did a video about this, something has changed with this pen, and that is the nib. All right, here is a pen we looked at recently, and I said the nib had changed, and it has. It is still a Bock. However, I don't know how many of you are in any of the Discord servers, but there's a Discord server that I was in that was having these dick butt nibs made, and yeah, I got one, and I finally have a pen to put it in, so there it is. It's very silly. I believe it's a fine or an extra fine. It doesn't really write that finely, but yeah, silly but fun. So Drevnem I can't write anymore. Pisane. I'd say it's a fine. I'm not completely sure. It might be classified as an extra fine, but it writes like a fine. And then the ink is that Diamine ink. Oh. Let me see. I can peek here because it is Master of Puppets, because I do all my like video stuff in this notebook. Master of Puppets, and that ink is super saturated and very sheeny, but also very like drying on the nib. I don't know if I can show the sheen, but it's a really nice, I really like this ink. It's like a really dark red with like green sheen, but it is really hard to deal with in a pen. Anyway, all right, next up is a pen that I do want to talk about soon. Let me do the beauty video person thing. And that is the Majohn C3, and it is a flat top pen in like this clear blue acrylic, and yeah, it's pretty fun to write with. Let me show you up close. All right, here we have the Majohn, and it's a pretty cool pen. It can be eyedroppered, but when I do a video about it, I'll look at it more. Kind of got a generic nib on there, and I believe it's a 0.38, which is an extra fine or fine. I don't really know. I don't know, guys. I can't keep up with my own pens anymore. Moonman. I believe it was a C3. I'd say it's a fine nib. Finer than this one, but different manufacturers there. Ink is Diamine. Bloody Absinthe. And it's a really smooth pen. Like, I don't have any complaints about this pen. It's very nice. And I like the flat toppiness of it. But yeah, video about this coming fairly soon. All right, moving on. This pen is a pen that I sort of done a video about. This is a Sheaffer Tuckaway, and I have done a video about a Sheaffer Tuckaway, but I don't think I've done a video on this particular Sheaffer Tuckaway now because I've already talked about it in depth. I'm not actually going to do that again. I'm going to show you, of course, the currently inked, but this is my own. I think after reviewing Brownies Tuckaway, I got my own because that's how it goes. Using someone else's pens just makes me want to buy pens, I guess. But yeah, let's go look at it. Close-up of this nice Schaefer. I really like the tuckaways. I think the clip is so cute. It's so nice. I forgot that I had this inked for a while because James actually stole it. It was on his bedside table, and it's very rude. Alright, Schaefer. Tucky. I believe this is a fine nib. Looks more like a medium. And this is a Lamy ink. I think it's Azurite. It's not the, it's one of their crystal inks. It flows really well in here. And it's really quite a nice writer. It's kind of small and light, but I have small hands anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah. Very cute little pen. Number 4. Number 4 is a little bit dirty. It's a TWSBI Vac Mini. Now, this Vac Mini is an early TWSBI that I had, that I bought, and it has a replacement part, namely the knob, the piston knob, or the vac knob. And I like this pen. Like, I like the form factor, I like the way it writes, although there's a Opus nib on this right now. I don't know how that happened. But there's already another crack, like right here, and then I have a crack in the threads right here. So, like the form factor, but otherwise this pen was not really a success for me. Anyway, let's go look at the writing sample with an Opus nib, I guess. Alright, here we have a problem child. I'm accepting this as is. I'm not contacting TWSBI about any more cracks, like there's a little crack there. Because I don't use this pen that much, and like, I've had it for years and years. It's whatever. But I don't know if you can see the other crack. Probably not. Anyway, there's a fine Opus nib on here. Don't remember putting this on here. I think this nib comes from one of my Coloros. However, when I try to switch them out again, like put this nib back into the Coloro, it doesn't work. Now, I don't know if the threads of my Coloro are stripped or if something else is going on, but like I've given up on it. TWSBI Vac Mini with an Opus fine nib. I was looking for a replacement find for my Coloro because this is on here, but I couldn't really find them. They do sell this number 6 nibs, but I couldn't find this one. I know this is a Colorverse ink, and it's like the ink of the year, but I don't remember what it is otherwise, and I think you just have to accept that for me. It's a very fine nib. I actually don't really love it on this pen, but it's fine. It's fine. Not my favorite. Yep, that's it. Alright, this is a classic in my collection. It is a Lamy 2000, and if you've watched me from the beginning, you know that I have a slight obsession with this pen. And at one point, I think I had 4. I think I have 3 left. One of them is a stainless steel. But yeah, this is a slight obsession of mine. Yeah, and this one is cool because it has the Lamy L right there. Because it's a pre-fall of the wall Lamy. Anyway, writing sample tab. Writing sample tab. Here is the Lamy. It's one of those shiny Lamy 2000s. I don't know if you know this, but when they get older, they get more shiny and smooth because the material just ages nicely. There's that L. And oof, Marley and ink names. It doesn't work very well. Lamy 2000 with a medium nib. And I know this is a Franklin Christoph ink, and I think it's the DC Pen Show 24 ink. And if it's not the 24 ink, it's the 23 ink. I got this from a friend, and sure, I used to know which year it was, but I don't anymore. But I really like this ink. It kind of reminds me of Old Gold Green by Rohrer and Klinger, but it's just a shade more olive, like darker olive. It's very nice, and it shades very prettily. Yeah, very nice. I like it. Forgot how much I like that ink actually. Yeah, 2000. Great to have in a lineup. Always good. Here is a pen that looks like a violet vanishing point. Violet vanishing point. I know it's not pregnancy brain, but sometimes it feels like I still have pregnancy brain. It is not a Pilot vanishing point. It is a Moonman A1, which basically is a copy of that pen. I love this little logo. I'll show you when we do the writing sample. Yeah, I got this to see how I liked it because it's clipless, right? So the vanishing point has a clip and this does not have a clip. I guess I'll just show you up close so you can see properly. Moonman A1, the Pilot capless copy, which I do really like this, right? It has a roll stop right here. It's just a clicky pen, and the nibs are interchangeable. So I actually have a Pilot nib in there, but yeah, it makes it more and more obviously a copy. But yeah, so Moonman A1 plus Pilot nib. This is a medium. And the ink is Iro Yamabudo. I have a cartridge in here. And do I like this grip? Actually, I'm still kind of torn on it. I think because it's quite thick and I prefer the Decimo grip, even though there's no clip, I don't love this as much as I thought I would. But it's fine. It was nice to try it out. And I like the all black one. I might scuff this one up to see if there's like the brass underneath. But yeah, it's a decent pen, and the nib itself that was in it was not a bad writer at all. Next up are a couple of pens that I've talked about very recently. One of them is this Lamy All-Star, and just a regular All-Star. So let's just do a writing sample and move on. The All-Star, very practical pen, good writer, black nib on this one, which is kind of nice. It is the Lamy All-Star with a fine nib, and this paper is Tomoe River, so it helps in the flow. Like all of these are flowing really nicely. Fine nib, Lamy Dark Lilac is the ink. And it's one of my favorite inks, and even though the new version of it is not as good, I still like it. This is the old version though, and it's objectively just better. Alright, an Opus, and it's a big one, and it's a limited edition one, and it has the little turtles on it. And this is a pen I also recently talked about. So let's just move into the writing sample. If you're interested about learning more about this pen or the Lamy, there are videos on those. Alright, Sea Turtle Opus, and as you can see there's sea turtles and there's shimmer ink in this that I really love, that I really love. It is an Opus A8 demo, and specifically the Sea Turtle one. It's numbered. Go watch my video. Obviously this is a broad nib, and it's really juicy and nicely broad. I love how big this nib is. It's great. The ink is Diamine Arctic Blue, and it's my favorite turquoise. It sheens and it shimmers. You can even see the sheen on the feed. If you want a shimmer ink, buy this one. It's the best one. It's very lovely. Alright, moving on again. Alright, a vintage pen. Yeah, I think this counts as vintage. It's a Parker 45. Now, when I was starting in the hobby, the 45 was the one pen that was recommended to people as like a starter vintage pen or a starter gold nib pen. And I had mine for such a long time. I remember using it in university, but I haven't had it inked in years. And yesterday I was just like digging through my pens, because that's what I do, looking for something to ink that I haven't used in a while. And I saw this and I was like, that's fun, that's fun. So I inked it, and I love this color. It's like a tealish, petrol-y color. Anyway, I'll show you how it writes. Here we have the Parker 45 that I remember using in university, and it's still so pretty. I really like it. I remember back in the day being kind of experimental with pens, and like I disassembled all this crap from the nib section, and yeah, I was like, oh, I can totally do that. I actually had two 45s, and I just wanted to see if the nibs were gold or not. This is a gold nib one. I like posting this one. I don't post a lot of pens, but this pen is so light that it's very nice to post. This is a Parker 45 with a medium nib. And the ink is one of my favorite purples, Cross Violet. It's a more cool tone purple than Dark Lilac. And it just flows really well. I need to show you my journal because I wrote with this pen yesterday, and I'm journaling currently in a Leuchtturm. And this pen and ink combo is so wet that it's very much bleeding. And I know a lot of people are like iffy about Leuchtturm paper, but generally I don't have any issues with that. I am a fan of Leuchtturm paper, but I have had two inks bleed with it now, and that's this Cross Violet in this specific nib, and then I feel like Emerald of Chivor always bleeds. But yeah, it's a lovely, cute pen, and I really like it. I'm really happy that I inked this. It's very fun to write with again. Let me go to the next. Last one, and this is the TWSBI Eco Serpentine Bronze, and it's still really gorgeous. And yes, I don't really empty pens that much because I have so many inked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 inked. They don't really run dry. James, on the other hand, he has always like 2 pens inked and that's it. And he writes them dry. We have very different vibes when it comes to pens. He's also super happy with his collection, and I'm always just like looking for something else, looking for something new, getting something else in there. But yeah, I guess there have to be differences between people. I guess that's how a relationship also works best. Can you imagine us both being collectors? Anyway, let's go look at this and do a writing sample of it. Last but not least, we have this TWSBI up close. Last up close shot. It's a really gray day here, and it's not great for showing off pens, but again, there is a video on this if you want to see it up close. It's just a standard TWSBI, but it is a limited edition model, or at least a special edition. TWSBI Eco. I think it's a fine nib, but yeah, I would never get an extra fine, you guys. Fine nib. It's a good writer. Sometimes these coated nibs, this is a coated nib, are a little scratchy. This one is not. The ink is Rohrer and Klinger Alt Gold Green or Old Gold Green. And really like it. I got it with a pen. I was like, this should be a nice match. And I think it is. Alright, that was quite a lot of talking and quite a lot of pens. Let me actually grab them together like a little bush of flowers, a little nice bouquet of pens. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed filming it. Hope it's not too much because it is quite a lot. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time for another video and another talk sesh. because I do love to talk. All right, bye bye.